Y'all know it's highly illegal to text and drive here in the state of Mississippi, but it didn't say nothing about recording video. Well, howdy everybody. Yes sir, you caught us in our vehicle again. Well, I happen to be amateur artist Mark D. Chandler here from ManLand. And today is the start of a brand new adventure. The very first video for the SWWAT. That's SWAT. What does that stand for? Well, it goes for the Stanley Worldwide Adventure Tour. You see, I kind of took all those entries, suggestions to how to title this thing. I kind of picked, choosed, and begged and borrowed and came up with the letters SWWAT. But first, we gotta find that elusive creature. We're finna go on a hunt. So y'all come on, go with us. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully you can see the building behind me. We're at Aaron's. Yes, at the rental center place, you know, where you pay like $10,000 for a $100 item. No, we're not going to find what we need here. It ain't here. We're now here at the liquor store. Now what we're looking for ain't here either, but what I want is uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not good. Not good at all. I guess I'll have to go with my backup.
I believe that we are finally here at Walmart. This is where the creature is reportedly residing. Let's go see.
Well, folks, the elusive creature has finally been released back here in the wild. Yes, sir, it's the Stanley Adventure Camp Cook Set. Mr. Stanley here is about to take a trip. We've already chosen, my wife and I both have already chosen who this is going to. I did not want to make a choice personally myself because it seemed like favoritism. But at the same time, if I did a type of contest, then it would have been a contest, and that's not what this is about. This pot belongs to everybody, but I had to make a choice as to who to send it to first. So I'm going to have to open her up. I want you to see this for the first time. It's the first time that handle's ever been pulled back. We've got some tape on here, and here we got to remove. I'll edit the boring part of removing the tape. You got your lid, you got your pot. Inside you have your instruction manual, and y'all, I recommend that y'all read that because there's some good reading on there. And of course you have those two wonderful green plastic cups. And for what I'm about to do, I'll be using one of them. There's the second one. We're going to set that over here to the side. Been watching my videos, you know this is my original Stanley that has the improvised lid. That's the difference between my lid and the real deal. Not going to be using this one, but what's in here I do need. Nope, I'm not doing a fancy cooking video this time. I'm going to do it the way that I originally intended to do this. It's going to be cowboy coffee, alright? No fancy lighting techniques here. Trying to get this lighter down in there to light it sometimes is difficult. If you take your stick and light it, you can't see that on the camera. There's a flame. I'm watching it burn now, and it lights it right up. Going to stick this back on top. Let that start doing its heat up thing. Now y'all, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to remove that label. They got a little bit of glue on this thing now, I see. Goodness gracious. And it ain't that easy glue to remove. Hey, FS Bushcraft, I think I should have brought some peanut butter. We're going to get a good shot of that before I actually put the heat to it. I mean, that dude is shiny all the way around. And it would be nice if I removed that label on the bottom, wouldn't it? But now for the water, I've got the Donnie Pavellini Outdoors Adventure Canteen Cup Cook Set. That's a mouthful. I name everything I get. This is the Donnie Pavellini Outdoors Canteen. USGI style. Stainless steel cup with lid. I'm going to go ahead and set it on top of there. You hear it sizzling already. I'll go ahead and stick the lid on there. I ain't worried about washing that off. Okay, now while this thing here is going, I'm going to open up my secondary bag. And of course I got my coffee inside one of those zippy lock bags. Pre-measured. And I'm going to use this as my trash bag to haul everything out. Takes the lid off. Yeah, I'm going to pour a little bit of that water out. And I'm going to go ahead and lock this handle, which I forgot to do. Shame on me. We're just adding the coffee directly in there. We're making cowboy coffee, y'all. Y'all know how to do that, right? Lord, there's a ton of videos out there on it. I'm going to take that Stanley label, put it back here in the bag. Y'all please practice that leave no trace. Don't dirty up your stuff out there. Popping the lid back on. And now we just gotta wait for it to do its thing. The secret to cowboy coffee is real simple. Just keep an eye on her. She's heating that water up real good. Now as soon as it starts to boil, that's when you want to watch it. It starts to boil, there's a good chance that this coffee is going to boil over. Believe me, I've done it several times on the Stanley. So when it comes to a boil, it starts to boil, we're going to take the pot off, set it to the side, we're going to let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes. All them coffee grounds will settle at the bottom. We can sit there and share us a good cup of coffee. Well now, what's this thing here all about, you may be wondering, for those of you who've never seen the original video. What this right here is all about is an idea that I came up with, is something that I wanted to be able to share with the entire community. Not a contest. This is not a contest. The idea was to take originally a, hold on, I think it went out. No, it's still burning. It got quiet all of a sudden. Oh, there we go. Now we got boiling action. See how it's starting to boil? We're going to keep an eye on it there. She's ready. Ooh, yeah. Now watch how that thing rises. See how it rises there? Now I like to let it boil. It swirls around real good. And then all them coffee grounds will eventually just get pulled under. Get back where y'all can see that real good. And it looks like it's going to hold its own there. I don't think it's going to rise. It's a good thing I poured that little extra water out. That's pretty good. Use my improvised lid to set this one here on. Put the original lid back on there, which is good about keeping them bugs out. Right at this particular time of the year, we ain't got to worry about no bugs, you know what I mean? Got me some cowboy French vanilla creamer. This stuff sits on the shelf. You don't have to refrigerate it. You're supposed to refrigerate it after it's open, but it don't stay that long at our house, long enough to be refrigerated. It's got sweetener in it. What I do is I pour a little of the liquid into the bottom of the cup. That's actually too much. Take our cowboy coffee, placing my thumb on the corner. Going to use them strainers just for a little extra insurance. And it mixes with that creamer right on the bat. Ooh yeah. As in my videos, don't that purty. Green Cup Club, y'all know who you are. That's right. Man, that's one fine cup of coffee. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's real good. Ooh, still a little bit hot, but man, she's full of flavor. If y'all want to try some real good tasting coffee, try Cowboy coffee. It ain't been filtered. It's got all the goodies in there. You know what? As a matter of fact, that kind of brings me back to what I was talking about before. What it is to be an American. Now, y'all, I apologize for you, those of you who are not Americans. You're over in other countries, like over in England and Scotland and Australia and Africa and Mexico, Canada, man, all around the world, man. When I speak about being an American, I'm thinking about speaking of human freedoms. That's kind of what this Stanley adventure is going to be about. What I named SWWAT, the Stanley's Worldwide Adventure Tour. It's about community. It's about us being able to share things with each other. You know, the amazing thing is that there's no government out there telling us that we have to be kind to each other. We do it automatically. It's called being human beings. Them folks over there in, say, Australia, you know, even though they do talk funny, well, they're just folks like us. Man, I've met more nice people on the internet and this community here on YouTube than I'll ever imagine ever being able to meet in person. And that's what this thing's all about. Yeah, being able to sit there and share something like this Stanley, just to bring us closer together. You don't have to get involved in politics. I know most people do. I do myself from time to time. I don't like the way the government's running now. I can't stand it. And I'm one of those that sits there and thinks, well, what can I do about it? Well, the only thing I can do is what I've been doing, and I'm going to continue to do it. And that's to be kind to others, to support my neighbors, and to show them that I don't have to have someone make a law that tells me to be nice to someone. That's something that comes naturally. Okay, now back to this particular video. This is the very first one. It starts right here at ManLand, and I'm glad. I hope this takes off. I don't gain anything by it. All I do, the only thing that I benefit from is the fact that I get to follow it on its adventure. This is the way it's set up. this Stanley right here is going to be sent to someone here in the community. They're going to take that Stanley and they're going to make a video just like I'm doing, using that Stanley to cook in. You can do whatever you want to do. You can put it on a fire. You can suspend it. I've got my little wire here. I was going to demonstrate that. I'm not sending this with it because this is really, really cheap and cheesy. I just threw it together at the last second to suspend it above a fire. I'll put it back on there and give you an idea. Somebody out there who's able to do that, fine and dandy. You put it on your stove, your electric stove, your gas stove, your alcohol stoves. Like I say, build a fire, campfire, whatever you do in your cooking as far as indoors, outdoors. It doesn't matter if you're an outdoor enthusiast. It doesn't matter, like I said before, if you sew for a living. You just take this little camp pot and you cook with it. And while you're cooking, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you feel at that moment. And then you take it and you pass it along to someone else. You choose somebody who's going to keep passing this along. And hopefully we'll get a lot of good videos out of this. And eventually I'd like to see this thing make that trip across the pond. I would. Not right away. We want to keep it over here in the United States right now and let some of our brothers and sisters get a chance, to use it. But I would like to see it go across the pond. Once it leaves here, leaves out of my hands, I've got no control over it. It does not belong to me. It does not belong to me now. It belongs to the community. The original idea was to share a cup of coffee around the world. So instead of using a small percolator, I decided, why not the Stanley? I love the Stanley. It's cheap, it's durable, stainless steel, tough little booger. There you go. Okay, I guess it's time to reveal who this is going to. Now, just a few other things of the rules here. I mean, the rules are not very complicated. You don't do anything to damage the pot, obviously. We don't mind if you get soot on it. Use the pot. It's going to have some use. That's part of cooking. Like I say, if a pot's shiny, that means you ain't using it. Don't do anything to damage the pot. I don't want to see anyone drill holes and modify in a weird way to where it will compromise the structures of the pot, because this thing's got a long way to go. I really am thinking that I'm taking one of those cups, possibly the one I just made. I'm going to take one of these out. There's two that come with it. The reason being, I want to be able to leave some room in there for you to pack some things in as a gift to the person that you're sending it to. That is, if the gift that you're packing in there is going to fit. I'm going to leave at least one cup in there. I may leave both, but I'm thinking I'm going to take one out for compactability. You use your own burners, your own system to set this thing up. The person that I'm going to be sending to, I'm putting in my little extras that's going to be either inside, outside the package. Well, yeah, inside the box, outside the Stanley. And that's for you to keep. And it's not much. Believe me, it ain't much. You know, I'm one of those broke people. I'm not on government assistance yet, but I'm very close to it. Hey, don't feel sorry for me, man. I gotta do what I gotta do to survive. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting out here, just running my jaw, a cup of coffee. That's what this is all about. Man, that's good coffee. Ooh. Oh yeah, man, I almost forgot. What would be neat to be able to track this dude according to where it's at and the dates and stuff. You know, I had some people on there telling me about this geo tracking thing or whatever it was, but I really didn't hear much back from them. I don't know if we just lost communication or not. But there's a site out there that I happened to stumble across there. where'sgeorge.com. That's right. We're going to place a dollar bill inside that Stanley. So when you get it, you have to have some type of internet connection, which I'm assuming that you do because you're putting YouTube videos up, right? That dollar bill is going to have a very unique serial number on it. And you're going to go to where'sgeorge.com and you're going to log that dollar bill into that site, which will actually give you a map. I believe it's got the time, the date that you put in there, a little description. We're going to use that dollar bill to track it. So when you pay it forward You put that same dollar bill back in there, okay? That ain't for you to keep. That dollar belongs to the Stanley. It's got to have some money, man. It's a long trip. It might get hungry on the way, you know what I'm saying? Now, the person is going to, I was going to do a drawing, because I felt like if I just chose a person, it would seem like it was paying favoritism. And if I did a drawing, it would seem like a contest. This is not a contest. Now, however you choose to do this thing, to who you're going to send it to, if you want to hold a contest for it, whatever, that's up to you. All I know is that you can't keep the pot. You got to pass it forward. You got to move it forward. You got to ship her on along. You just got to make them journeys. So the person I have chose navigatingnature.com. navigatingnature.com. The reason why I chose this individual is because he's an awful lot like myself. I think that we're actually brothers. I think my mom fooled around a lot. You never know. No, he is definitely a brother of the sticks. As so is Donnie Pavellini, John the M.I. Woodsman, the Nanner Man. You know what I'm talking about. Nanner. Do I really need to call his name? I don't think so. You got Superfly Fat Guy 859, who's just super hilarious. You got the Peachy Prepper. You got Mouse Toes. You've got Sunset Babe. I don't want to start giving out shout outs, because the moment you forget to name somebody, that ticks that person off. So I'm going to stop right there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of great people out there that we all love and adore. So y'all don't feel left out. He's going forward to somebody of his choosing. That's what I'm saying. This pot don't belong to me. Right now, it's making a stop. And that stop's going to be navigatingnature.com. So get over there. I suggest that you subscribe to his channel if you're not a subscriber, and keep on the lookout. When that pot shows up, he's going to make a little cooking video with it. He may just do coffee like this. I don't know. Might make some tea. He might make some moonshine. Ooh. Pay attention. And then when it shows up, he's going to name somebody in that video. And then you go to that next person, you subscribe and sit there and wait for it to show up. That's what this is about, is to get the whole community involved. So let's just enjoy it, man. Yep. The great outdoors, man. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. The birds up there pecking on the trees. That rabbit over there taking a dump in the woods. The amazing thing is, and I'm just maybe not quite 100 yards behind these busy apartments, and it's quiet. Anyway, y'all, this is amateur artist Martin D. Chandler from ManLand, wishing you and y'all's a very happy YouTube experience. And remember, be kind to yourself and be kind to others around you. You don't have a law telling you that you got to. We do it because it's the proper thing to do. This is a great community. Always has been, always will be. Y'all take care. Cheers. Ooh, good stuff. Man, all that coffee, I gotta pee. Wow.